Or even keep him on the inside. Southpaws. Or if you fighting a southpaw, or you fight eight in the southpaw stand, I just want to keep him on the inside.
Man, for the mega fight with you and Crawford for 150.
If we can make it at that weight division, I mean, whatever weight division I'm at, if wherever we still boxing at the same time, let's do it. I'm down to fight any one of these motherfuckers. I ain't here for the money. I'm here to win. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, the money already here, and I got it already. Ennis gonna come, Mo gonna come. But why would I get in the ring over, an injury? You know what I'm saying?
Stay away from it. And by the way, there's this brother coming up, Molly. His name is Boots Ennis. This brother's special. You don't want to go in the ring against after that beating. Molly, it was so bad. I swear to y'all, I am not exaggerating.
I got boxing fans, it is finally happening after months of silence, endless speculation and debates that split the internet, and Terence "Bud" Crawford has finally revealed his next move for 2026. But the shocking part is it is not as simple as you think, and we are talking about a fight that could either cement his GOAT status forever or push him toward the final chapter of his career. So who is it going to be, and will Crawford stay at super middleweight to face Hamza Shiraz, and will he chase Undisputed at middleweight, or is this all just a setup for mega clashes with David Benavidez or even Jaron Boots Ennis? And let us get into it, because what Crawford just revealed about his 2026 opponent changes everything. And first, let us set the stage as Crawford shocked the world in September 2025 when he dismantled Canelo Alvarez at 168, and he did not just win, he dominated, and he became the undisputed super middleweight champion, his third division as undisputed and the first man in history to ever do it, and undefeated at 42-0 with 3 division undisputed and 18 world titles. At 38 years old, this man has nothing left to prove, or does he?
It's been a journey. I remember like it was yesterday, I went to quit boxing. It was getting to the point where I didn't enjoy it no more. I didn't love it no more. And Bomac, he always, hey, don't worry about it, man. Just keep going. It's gonna all pay off one day. And I'm like, man, boxing. But them having the faith in me and keeping me on the narrow arrow, is what y'all see today. Because without them, I wouldn't be up here right now.
That is the question that has been hanging over boxing since the night he humbled Canelo. And would Crawford retire on top, walking away untouchable, or would he dare to take one more dangerous step? And Crawford's coach Brian "Bomac" McIntyre spoke after Bud's victory parade in Omaha, and he gave us the first clues as Bomac said straight up, man, give him 2 or 3 more fights before retirement.
He should just sail off into the sunset after this monumental
Well,
win.
you know what? They made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? 2, 3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Frank Campbell tried harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
Translation: they are not done yet, but Bomac also admitted something interesting, and if Bud moves to 160, it is going to be a challenge, not because the champs at middleweight are more skilled than Crawford, but because at nearly 39 years old, cutting back down could be brutal, and that tells you this decision is not just about belts, it is about how much Bud's body can handle.
You've been training Crawford for years. Is he retired, or is he going to keep fighting?
He just got to take a break.
Is Terence Crawford retired, or is he going to keep fighting?
He's going to keep fighting.
He's going to keep fighting?
Yeah.
You're the man, be man. Hey, congratulations, enjoy the win. Thank you.
Go to 160. I think Bud should do what he want to do. Are you going to the Crawford parade on Saturday? I believe I am going. Yes, I believe that I am going. I have to look at my schedule and stuff.
Right now the middleweight division is split between 3 different champions, and you have got Janibek Alimkanyeli holding the WBO and IBF belts, and Erislandy Lara with the WBA, and Carlos Adams rocking the WBC strap. And if Crawford wants to make history again and chase an undisputed in a 4th weight class, he would either have to fight all 3 of them or sit back and wait until they unify amongst themselves, and that is a long road, and the truth is time is not on his side at 38 years old.
I beat this guy, it's an excuse, I beat this guy, he's too young or whatever. So I'm never really gonna give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative, like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. You know, we really didn't realize it until now when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, you know, and the way that I handled that, people like, oh, man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. And I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, you know, so I just think, you know, when you that much better than the competition, you know, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
But just imagine the legacy, and imagine Terence Crawford retiring as a 4-division undisputed champion. And that would not just put him on the Mount Rushmore of boxing, it would make him the entire mountain. And then there is the other name, Hamza Shiraz, the undefeated Brit, the WBC #1 contender at 168, and the man a lot of people thought Canelo would have fought if Crawford had not stepped in.
Alvarez and Bud Crawford.
Yep.
What do you think from what you've seen so far?
From what I've seen so far, I still stick to what I've said from when the fight was announced. I've got Canelo Alvarez to win via late stoppage. And I feel like, I'll tell you why.
Start this.
I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you why, because I feel like his physicality, I feel like Crawford's ego towards the latter of the fight is going to kick in. He's not someone who, when the fight gets hard, is going to get on his bike. He's someone who's going to stand there and think, yo, let's go. And I feel like that could get him in danger. I could be wrong.
When Shiraz came out and basically said, yeah, I think Crawford is staying at 168, and if he does, it makes sense that I am next. And he was not even disrespectful, as he admitted beating Bud would take one of those nights where God helps you. But he also said what shocked him most was Crawford's strength at 168 and the way he manhandled Canelo in the clinch.
Good at the weight. I reckon he'll stay at it, and I could potentially even fight him.
Yeah, so was there discussion with His Excellency straight after about you and Crawford or not?
No, there wasn't, but I'm just saying, I'm assuming, because he looked good at it, didn't he?
Yeah,
he looked good at it. Yeah, man, we'll see what happens.
That is a big tell, and Shiraz believes Crawford is comfortable at super middleweight, and if he is right, do not be surprised if Crawford and Shiraz headline in 2026.
Terence Crawford v Hamza Shiraz next year.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, look, good luck to them, man. I mean, no, man. No, but Terence Crawford, that is the best fighter in the world. I think Crawford will win, but if Hamza can make a good account of himself, then yeah, go for the fight, man. Why not?
And here's where things get real, because while Shiraz is talking about how tough it will be to even share the ring with Bud, fans and pundits across the fight world are saying something even bigger.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all?
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this trainer before, so.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a no-brainer.
Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he can do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Okay.
At this point, Terence Crawford is not just pound for pound #1, and he might actually be the GOAT.
For the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists, you know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Of course. Of course he is.
People are straight up putting him ahead of Floyd Mayweather, and why? Because unlike Floyd, who was criticized for cherry-picking opponents at the right time, Bud has taken on every challenge, moved up in weight, and made legends look ordinary.
Think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class. and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
It's wild, because, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster, and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference to people.
He did not wait until Canelo was washed, and he did not duck Errol Spence, and he fought them both and dominated, and the man is 42-0 undisputed in 3 divisions, and just outclassed the supposed face of boxing in his own weight class, and that is not just pound-for-pound greatness, and that is legacy cemented, and I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
They were saying that if he beats Canelo, it could put him as even the greatest of all time. What does that put him in the all-time list, man?
At least top 10.
At least
top 10 or top 15, easily, There's guys that we may not know of or heard of, like Henry Armstrong. Simultaneously, he was 3 divisions carrying all 3 weight divisions at the same time.
Which performance was better? I don't like to compare them, but Crawford or Mayweather's over Canelo. It's just different.
It's just different styles, different looks, But the punching, the output that he was giving Canelo, definitely gave him the win.
The conversation is not can Crawford hang with Floyd anymore, and the conversation is did Crawford already surpass Floyd, and honestly, after what we just witnessed, a lot of fans believe the answer is yes.
Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically won every round, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
If Shiraz is right about Crawford staying at 168, then maybe he is next in line, but let us be real, fans also want to see names like David Benavidez get their shot, and Benavidez is 30-0, a knockout machine, and the man most believed was next for Canelo before Bud stole the spot.
Here, Kamaru, Terence Crawford versus the Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
I knew it was coming.
He was the mandatory for Canelo.
Oh my God. Relax.
What's up? The scariest guy in the division.
He's not in the division.
He said he could still make 168 pounds. The reason why he went up because nobody wants to fight him.
That's a big dude. And to be honest, Terence Crawford's 37 years old.
It's about merit. Could I get to the generational talent, as he said, with Manny Pacquiao? He's an 8-division world champ.
If it ain't no big name, Terence, do what you do, bro.
Crawford's camp has downplayed it for now, and Bomac literally said no, we are not doing that fight right away, but let us be real, money talks, and Crawford versus Benavidez is a blockbuster, and if Bud stays at 168 this fight is unavoidable, and the only question is does Crawford want to risk his perfect record against a hungry younger monster like Benavidez, and then there is Jaron Boots, Ennis the boogeyman at welterweight, who is younger, hungry, and already 34-0 with 30 KOs, and fans have been asking for this one too, and let us not forget Boots was vocal before the Canelo fight warning Bud about moving up, and the issue is Crawford said he is not going back to 147, and maybe not even 154, so unless Boots moves up this one feels like fantasy, but still imagine it, and the master versus the apprentice, and the old guard versus the new era, and that is why people will not stop bringing it up.
It's always been like that, without a question, salary. You know what I'm saying?
You think there's anything left for him, Coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight 160.
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, he looked at excellent.
Is there anybody most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, Coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
What would?
Here is the tricky part, and fans want all of it, and they want Shiraz, and they want Benavidez, and they want Boots, and they want Bud to conquer middleweight, and they want him to fight until he is 45, but Bud Crawford is human, and he is 38, and he has already climbed mountains nobody thought possible, and has said at some point the family, the body, and the legacy matter more than just chasing checks, so the fight that makes sense has got to be Shiraz, as he is younger, undefeated, highly ranked, and it keeps Crawford at 168 where he looked strong against Canelo, and here is something people are not talking about enough, and everyone assumed Bud would be undersized at 168, but instead he bullied Canelo, and he proved his power scales up.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
I already knew it was going to happen. But I thought he was going to stop him in the 8th or 10th round. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Once again, man, what is it about the guy? What is it about Terence? Every time somebody thinks that he's reached a plateau, he steps it up higher. As soon as the ante goes up, as soon as the challenge goes up, he goes up.
That training.
That changes the narrative, and now instead of people saying Bud is too small, they are saying maybe he is stronger than we ever thought, and Shiraz even admitted he was shocked by Bud's strength, and that tells you fighters are now looking at Crawford not as the smaller man, but as the pound-for-pound king who just might dominate their division too. But here's the twist, and what if all of this speculation ends with Crawford saying I am done, and Bomac gave him 2 to 3 fights max, and that could mean one more in 2026, then a farewell fight and he is gone, and if that is the case Crawford's opponent choice becomes even more symbolic, and does he go for a legacy fight with Benavidez or middleweight undisputed, or does he cash out with Shiraz in the UK for a massive payday? And not everyone is on board with Bud continuing, and promoter Eddie Hearn has already hinted that Crawford should retire now, saying what more can he prove?
Crawford retire?
Do you know what? Someone said the other day, and it's very true because I actually said it about Usyk. We've got a real tendency, haven't we, to kind of try and retire people off. Do you know what I mean? Like I said with Usyk, I think now he should retire. And everyone's like, why do you want him to retire? It's like, I just think it's a great way to go out. I actually also think that Crawford could move down and win a world title at 160. And that would make him, what, 6 division champ? 5, 35, 40, 47, 54, 6 division champion. But the problem is Terence Crawford now is really only going to want to fight for big money. And there's only certain fights that can generate that kind of money. So Shakur, he was obviously very close to him, seemed to say, so maybe that's it.
Alright everyone, stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events and stories. Subscribe to Glove Lord and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.